Hey parents, it's Jessica Coulter, CEO and founder of Ace Cookie Tutoring. This video is for you if your kiddo is struggling, okay? So we are in November. We are officially over halfway done with semester 1. So this is the video for you if your kid does not have the grades you want and you're really wondering, is it the content that's so hard for my child? Is it something else? Okay, so let me know down below what the problem is right now. You know, what is making your kids' grades not be what you want them to be? What is it that is the problem that you think your kid needs to solve before the end of semester to get the grades that you know your kid is capable of? So the reason we're talking about this is the fact that I've noticed as a tutor, as a substitute teacher, a lot of students, teenagers particularly, don't love to learn anymore. Okay, they've lost that interest, that ability to love to learn, especially in those tough classes. So I'm hosting a free event next week and I want you there. So be sure to click the link in the description to join us. So guys, let's talk about it here. Content knowledge, study skills, love of learning, what is really happening with your child? Well, I've got to tell you that when students reach out to me, when their parents reach out to me looking for some tutoring help, especially in those more difficult classes, I always immediately wonder to myself, what would make this class easier for the child? Because if it's a subject that I don't teach, because I personally never took calculus, so never Calc 1, Calc 2, anything with the word calc in it, unless it's got the word pre in it, I never took it. So when parents reach out to me on those upper level classes, I have to wonder, is it the content the kid doesn't know, or is their son, is their daughter really not getting the basics down because we're not taking that information home and interpreting it from the teacher in a way that that child can then use to learn. So that is kind of the hopefully not too convoluted message that I want you guys to get from this video, is knowing that your kid is smart, your son, your daughter, more than capable of doing well in whatever class it is that you think he needs tutored in, that she needs tutored in. The question is, and what I see with a lot of students, is that they just don't know how to study. And when I say study, I teach 9 different study skills, and the very basic, kind of the very first one that I want all kids to know, and so if your child isn't a good note taker, is knowing that note taking is the basis, the foundation for studying, the most important thing your child is ever going to do in any class. Okay, so those kids that are struggling, I want you to look at their notes and see if they're taking them, because if your child isn't taking any notes, that is the problem number 1, and I can guarantee you that once your child starts taking better notes, that tough class is going to get so much easier. So before I go into the next part of this video, just want to let all of you guys know that we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube right now. So if you're not a follower, you're not a subscriber, you're missing out on all these awesome live videos that are coming to you almost every single day. So be sure to hit the bell to subscribe on YouTube. Be sure to hit the follow button on my Facebook business page, Ace Cookie Tutoring. So last thing here, guys, when you're trying to decide, is it the content that my kid's struggling with, or is it something else? So now that we know that your kid has to take notes, the next thing is your kid interested? Is your kid invested in his learning, in her learning? Because I can tell you that your kid can say, yeah, I'm taking notes, but if those notes don't contain the right information, they aren't taken in the right way, not going to be very useful. But it also matters if your kid actually wants to be in that class, let alone actually in school. If your kid is so shut off from learning, has decided, you know, I'm done with school, you know, especially for those of you that have kids that are getting close to graduation at the high school and college level, maybe they're just like, you know, I've been here long enough, I'm good enough, I've learned everything I need to. Well, that is also a huge problem, because I can tell you, students who don't want to learn don't study. Students who don't study don't learn. If you don't learn, then I gotta say, from a tutor's perspective, you know, life is gonna be pretty boring and not very fun, and you know, why would you want to go a day without learning? So with all that being said, I want parents out there that are watching this, do know it is not a lost cause. Your child is more than capable of doing well in all those classes that she wants to do well and that you want him to do well in, and all it comes down to is knowing how to learn and wanting to learn. So let's fix that first problem, the wanting to learn, next week at my event. where we're going to be diving into 4 days of training, helping parents of teens learn how to get their kids to love learning. Okay, and with that will include a deep dive into study skills. So the 3 mistakes students make when studying and my 4 solutions. So be sure to click the link in the description so you can join us for that 4-day event happening next week, so I can get your kid to love learning and get your kid to have awesome study skills that are going to stay with him and her forever, high school, college, and careers. So have a good night, guys. See you very soon.